but she knows her energy has been cut off. And then she starts turning into a dark moon, which is hence why she starts to get moody. She starts pushing you. She starts testing you. And that's when she starts to get more annoying, because darker and darker and darker she gets, the less radiant she is. When you have sex with a woman, yeah, and you're not fulfilling your role and leading with love, you cut off your solar light to her.
No, I know, but what if it was because of her that I've cut it off, is my point.
But this is the point. To test your masculine energy in this world, it's her divine nature to test and to push you. If you decide then to cut it off, yeah, because you're like, you can't be bothered, being scared to be called crazy. That's what men love about women, is the fact that you don't understand her, and that the more she's a bit mad and a bit crazy sometimes, and you can push through it, it actually grows your own masculinity. But if you're creating a society of masculine women, you are creating women who don't know how to handle their emotions and the beauty of their own emotions. Because, okay, if we compare the 1950s to now, and I believe in equal rights and whatever else, but what we're doing is we are taking femininity and making it masculine. And what we're finding is women are so much more uncomfortable with their own emotions, what they're feeling. We're having these rises in depression. And this is because women are not used to their emotions anymore. It's their divine nature to be led with love and emotion. So why are we cutting it off and going, oh, no, I'm acting crazy? But let's say the person that I was with at the time was in a masculine space. They're not supposed to be like patient and stuff. They need to act. In that moment, there's no patience there. You need to act. And like, let's say dishes ain't done or whatever else, and using that example, listen, you pick her up, you put her on the kitchen side and you get in her face. Yeah, you start snuggling in her neck. You make her smile. It's gone. It's as simple as that. I don't know why it's so complicated. Okay, so if you're feeling, your vulnerability is a strength. You just have to learn to break through and have your vulnerabilities touched by special people. Yeah, you could, like, if you're, and that's also it's also down to ego as well, because your ego will make you think that your vulnerabilities are like weak. Yeah, so that's where you have to deal with the ego and the phantom self, which is linked to past trauma, energetic centers, all that. But then you also need to deal with how to get in touch with your emotions, because people who have vulnerability issues are normally disconnected from their emotions, and they're in very self-protective mechanisms. So if you have vulnerability issues, you're disconnected from your emotions because you probably had a past experience that was so painful, it created a kind of egoic pathway to self-protect you from experiencing that again. If a woman is not able to open up her heart, yeah, and this is really deep, so all men need to listen to this, and this is why it also ties into casual sex.
Ah, here we go.
Listen,
Go on.
if sex is not accessed from an emotional, heart-spaced place, she will drain you of your life force through your sperm, and you will find that your things in your life will suddenly go wrong. It's a very deep spiritual subject, but you have to, as a man, you have to be very, very careful of who you're sharing your seed with, because have you heard of succubuses, or what's the word, succubus? And okay, so a succubus, yeah, is a woman who is draining men of their soul energy. She's not emotional. She's not emotional. She's not in her she's in her masculine space. And the signs are, okay, so for example, yeah, you're in a and this is when they'll search you out as well in this space. When you're in a relationship, yeah, and you're garnering solar energy, you become more attractive to women. Women approach you a lot more, yeah. And the public and materialism and money. It's all feminine. Yeah, it's all distraction, because you have to remember at the start of this conversation, you harness solar energy from the start because of your purpose. Everything in the world is trying to distract you from your purpose. So the more that you garner your solar energy, the more attractive women, more feminine women, more money tries to distract you and all of this. So your divine masculine energy is supposed to discern what's good and what's not. But there will be this one woman, yeah? There could be one woman who is the biggest temptation, like Adam and Eve. And this way, if we pull it back to Adam and Eve and the apple and the tree of knowledge and all that stuff, I actually put it in my Instagram actually earlier. But if you fail, yeah, and you fuck that woman, she drains you automatically of everything that you have grown with the woman that has helped you grow it with. Now, let me land. The reason